Good morning, hello, and welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred to date in years past, both recognized by other historians, but mainly things that we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information come from the sources of this information come from the smart device application Today in History, What Happened Today in History, Historical Calendar, and the website onthisday.com. For links to those sources, music done by Carrera, and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar of the description below. Anyway, I am Xander, and you are you. Today is Freya's Day, aka Friday, February 17th, 2023. So, let's get into the history today, shall we? Starting us off in the year 1370, we have the battle at Rudau. Germany defeated Lithuania. Alright. We got the Second Battle of St. Albans in 1461. During the Wars of the Roses, Lancastrian army defeated Yorksus and recaptured King Henry VI. Aye. Well, bargaining chip. 1510, Portuguese Admiral Afonso de Albuquerque first conquered the city of Goa, entering it with little conflict. Huh. Look at that beard. He looks more like a scholar than a leader, but, yeah, he was an admiral, so he's like some kind of, Navy guy with a magnificent wizard beard. In 1568, Holy Roman Emperor Maximilian II agreed to pay tribute to the Ottoman Empire for peace. Okay. Got the Plymouth Colony, 1621. Miles Standish was elected as the first commander of the Plymouth Colony. Alright, that's cool. I wonder if those collars are ever going to make a comeback in fashion. You know? Anyway, 1776, the first volume of Edward Gibbon's seminal work, The Decline and Fall of Roman Empire, was published. Alright, that's kind of interesting, because I saw a movie the other day, I believe it was White Noise, the 2022 one, because of the whole train thing that happened. The same thing happened in the movie, 1 year prior. It was released in 2022, starring Adam Driver. So give that a watch. It's really eerie because in the movie it occurred in the same exact, or more or less in the same exact spot as it did in real life 1 year after the movie came out. So, so one of those little Simpsons things. So yeah. 1781, French astronomer Charles Messier catalogued M83, the spiral galaxy in Hydra. Alright. Let's take a look at that. M83 galaxy images. Ah, that's a pretty galaxy. It has purple things. Pretty sure Mag would enjoy that. I'm gonna copy that, and I'm going to see. There we go. That's what I'm gonna do. All right, let's move on up. We got Thomas Jefferson was elected U.S. president in 1801. The U.S. House of Representatives broke electoral college tie by electing Thomas Jefferson as president over Aaron Burr. Ooh. Some of these big names, Got the Treaty of Ghent in 1815. It was ratified by the U.S. Senate and signed by President James Madison, ending War of 1812 over a month after it was signed in Europe. So why are we lagging? Oh, well, maybe because it took a while to get it, the shipping and all that stuff. So, yeah. Got a historic discovery, 1837. Charles Lyell made his presidential address to the Geographical Society in London and announced that Richard Owen has concluded from Darwin's fossils that extinct species were related to current species in the same locality. Alright. Yeah, major scientific breakthroughs, with Darwin and his peers going on back then. 1843, the Battle of Miani, a Bombay army of the East India Company led by Charles Napier defeated a Blouch army of Talpur emirs of Sindhi led by Mir Nasir Khan Talpur Khan, leading to the capture of parts of Sindhi, the company's first possession in modern-day Pakistan. Huh. And yeah, that's right, they're utilizing companies to do the work of governments in the 1800s and whatnot. The East India Company, this company, that company. A lot of those have been dissolved, but a few of them remain today under different names. So, 1859, Giuseppe Verdi's opera Un Ballo in Maschera premiered in Naples. Okay, and I want that top hat. That's a snazzy looking top hat, and the scarf looks pretty good. He looks like a well-dressed gentleman right there. We got an assassination attempt in 1880. Alexander II of Russia survived an assassination attempt. Good. as a as one of these myself. So yeah. 1885, Otto von Bismarck gave Karl Peters his firm management of German possessions in East Africa. Okay. Got the Battle of Zapote Bridge, 1897. Emilio Aguinaldo and a group of Catapireneros defeated Spanish forces led by General Camilo de Polavieja at the Battle of Zapote Bridge in Cavite. Okay. And this guy, Emilio, was a revolutionary and first president of the Philippines. So it looks like they won the conflict, the overall conflict. I'm not sure if they won the, well, they did. Yeah, it says they defeated the Spanish forces. So, yeah. All right. Music premiere, 1904, Giacomo Puccini's opera Madama Butterfly premiered at La Scala in Milan, Italy. All right. And look at this, like, somewhat Walt Disney looking guy. I guess that was just a style back then. We've got another historic event in 1913. New York Armory Show introduced Pablo Picasso, Henri Matisse, and Marcel Duchamp to the U.S. public. Pablo Picasso. Yeah, very famous name. I always thought he was from farther back in time than that. But they talked about him in the movie Titanic. They had some of his paintings. And that was back when he was like a little known person. 1915 as well. Edward Stone, the first U.S. combatant to die in World War I, was mortally wounded. Ooh. So, yeah, the first U.S. guy. As far as like military and whatnot, the first U.S. casualties in war were actually like I don't think on the Lusitania, but they were on other boats. Or I think Lusitania was the main thing because that's where there was U.S. people, U.S. citizens on the boat, civilians, but they died with the ship, and that's what got us all rabble-roused about that. Anyway, let's see here. 1921, Arthur Honegger's chamber piece Pastore d'été premiered. All right. 3 years later, 1923, Ottawa left-wing Cy Denny passed Joe Malone as all-time NHL goal-scoring leader, scored his 143rd career goal in Senators' 2-0 win over the Montreal Canadiens. All right. 1 year later, 1924, U.S. swimmer Johnny Weissmuller set 100-meter world freestyle record, 57.4 seconds at Miami, Florida. Huh. Got a music premiere in 1932. Irving Berlin's musical Face the Music premiered in New York City. Speaking of, well, that guy looks a lot like Mr. Bean. What the hell? Yeah, no, I saw Bill and Ted Face the Music a couple days ago. Pretty good movie. 1941, in his 14th title defense, Joe Louis knocks out Gus D'Orazio in his second round at the Convention Center, Philadelphia, to retain NYSAC heavyweight boxing crown. Dang. NYSAC, what is even that? Like, let's see here. Boxing. Let's see here. New York State Department of State. What? State Department of State. As opposed to State Department of Interior? Like, okay. We got another historic event in 1943. Adolf Hitler visited Field Marshal Erich von Manstein's headquarters in Zaporozhye, Ukraine, and stayed there until the 19th. So a couple of days. Alright, that's a little concerning, being in the same place as silly mustache man from Austria. With him looking over your shoulder. 1943, Dow Chemical and Corning Glass Works form a joint venture to explore and produce silicone materials based off the work of James Franklin Hyde. James Franklin Hyde, of course, he's an inventor. He's credited with creating the silicone industry in the 1930s, among other things. So, 1943 as well, Major General Omar Bradley flew to Washington, D.C. Huh. Alright. Well, I wonder what he was doing. Because he was over in Africa as well as in Europe. 1943 as well, New York Yankee Joe DiMaggio enlisted in the U.S. Army. Yeah, we spoke about this a couple of times. A lot of people, famous people, sports people, celebrities, a lot of people have served in one way or another. Elvis Presley, I believe, served. And let's not forget, I'm forgetting him right now, but NFL guy who fought in Iraq. Patrick Tillman. Let's not forget about Patrick Tillman Jr. So, a true hero. Gave up, in the prime of his life, put that on hold to go serve, the country before, people started realizing what a farce it was, but he still did what he believed was right, so, he's a hero in my book. Anyway, moving on up to 1944, the Battle of Eniwetok began when U.S. forces landed on Kana and Camilla Islands in the Pacific. Or islets, like miniature islands, so, alright. That was, yeah. So then we got some sports history. 1951, Detroit right wing Gordie Howe scored his 100th career NHL goal and added an assist in a 2-1 Red Wings victory away to the Montreal Canadiens. All right. Also got some more sports history. 1965, U.S.-Japan baseball relations suspended over Masanori Murakami disputes. Got a music recording. 1969. Bob Dylan and Johnny Cash recorded an album, but it was never released. Huh. Okay, well that's, I wonder if it exists out there. Like, it was never released, but does it exist? Like, it has to be somewhere. I wonder, like, audience, if you can figure that out, like, help us find this missing unreleased album. Gonna jump on up to 1972. British Parliament voted to join the European Common Market. Yep, and that's the first step towards joining the EU. Music concert 1972. Italian tenor Luciano Pavarotti received record 17 curtain calls after his performance in La Fille du Regiment at New York's Metropolitan Opera. Yeah, one of the greatest opera singers of all time, Pavarotti. Same with Andrea Bocelli. 1972 as well, sales of the Volkswagen Beetle model exceeded those of the Ford Model T. Ooh, look at that. Hitler's car is selling more than Henry Ford's. That's funny. Also in 1972, U.S. President Richard Nixon left Washington, D.C. for a groundbreaking trip to China. This guy is a complete idiot. He's the reason why the world is the way it is today. Richard Nixon, you scumbag. We got a meeting of interest in 1973. U.S. National Security Advisor Henry Kissinger met Chinese leader Mao Zedong, where the latter jokingly offered to send 10 million Chinese women to the United States. Huh. Well, spread the seed, man, Take over one way or another, genetically and all that stuff. Moving on up to 1974, 16th Daytona 500. Richard Petty first delivered to was the first driver to win back-to-back titles at Daytona, his 5th great U.S. race. Nice. Got an album released in 1975. A&M Records released John Lennon's 6th studio album, Rock and Roll album, cover songs of early rock numbers. All right. 1 year later, in 1976, Richard Hadley took 7-23 New Zealand versus India, his first match winning spell. Of course, it's cricket. 1979, U.S. speed skater Eric Heiden equaled world record 1,000 meter in 1 minute 14.99 seconds. Wow, that's fast. We have more Daytona 500, the 27th held in 1985. After taking pole at then record speed of 205.114 miles per hour, Bill Elliott dominated the race, leading 136 of 200 laps. Dang. Some more sports history. 1985 as well. Panamanian jockey Lafitte Pincé Jr. was the third to ride 6,000 winners, won aboard Doria's Delight in the 5th race at Santa Anita Park. Alright. Cool. Ooh, this guy again. Why does he look so sweaty? 1987, Don Mattingly won highest salary arbitration, $1,975,000 per year, which would be 3 some odd million today. Let's see here. 1987. So let's see here. 1987 today. Okay, let's see here. It would equal. Well, it's saying 75,000, but I know I want. Oh, here we go. Well, this is telling me about what I was just talking about. Okay. Converts. Okay. No, I don't want 75. Oh, God. Okay, you know what? Screw it. We're gonna move on up. More sports history here. 1989, former baseball player and manager Leo Durocher injured in a car crash. That's not good. 1995, Tiger manager Sparky Anderson took unpaid leave due to baseball strike. Oh, well, look at him, taking one for the team, I guess. Going unpaid leave because of strike. So the players aren't getting paid, neither is he. So that's admirable right there. 1 year later, 1996, Gary Kasparov defeated Deep Blue 4-2 in chess. All right, thank you, Mr. Kasparov. Keeping the humans above the machines, at least for the time being. But it's inevitable that we will be beneath them one day or sooner than later, unfortunately. Moving on up into the next millennium, 2002. Always on Time by R&B artist Ya Rule featuring Ashanti started a 2-week run at number 1 on the U.S. singles chart. Why does he look so mad? 2004, If I Ain't Got You, single released by Alicia Keys, later received the Grammy Award Best Female Rhythm and Blues Vocal Performance in 2005, Billboard Song of the Year 2004. All right. This idiot. 2008, 57th NBA All-Star Game, New Orleans Arena, New Orleans, Louisiana. East beats West, 134 to 128. MVP, LeBron James of the Cleveland Cavaliers forward. Who cares about that guy? Freaking, yeah. Should keep his mouth shut. Doesn't even know what he's talking about. 2014, The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon premiered on NBC. Another guy who should keep his mouth shut. No. And a third guy who should keep his mouth shut. 2014, U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry claimed climate change requires urgent action and that only a small window of time remained open. Yeah, BS. It's always the fear tactics. Oh, we gotta do something now or we're all gonna die. Fine, screw it. Let humanity die. I don't care. I really don't. Screw the climate. Screw everything. I want a job. I want to get food on my table. You think I give a damn about the climate? Please. China certainly doesn't. Go after them. Leave me alone. Don't give me paper straws. 2016, Chief Executive Tim Cook confirmed Apple will contest an FBI order to unlock the phone of San Bernardino gunman Syed Rizwan Farouk, which they did anyway, behind the scenes, because they all work together. That's all known. Contesting it is only a PR move. 2016, Nike ended endorsement deal with Filipino boxer Manny Pacquiao after he made TV comments. I'm not going to finish reading that because that is untrue, for the most part. With all the stuff going on today, I would myself say, something, but yeah, they're still people to some degree. So, anyway, 2018, Japanese defending champion Yuzuru Hanyu retained his Olympic men's figure skating title by winning the gold medal at the Pyeongchang Winter Olympics. First wins gold at Sochi 2014. Moving on up to 2019. And by the way, to back up what I was saying, the whole, for the most part thing, it's just that I'm talking about the constant complaining, the constant whining, the constant pushing, of what they want upon society. I've had enough, as I was saying. For the same reason I don't care about the environment, I don't care about other people's problems when it's directly causing a collapse of the entire world. Everybody needs to calm down. Anyway, 2019, 61st Daytona 500, Joe Gibbs Racing went 1-2-3. Denny Hamlin held off reigning Cup Series champion Joey Logano and teammate Kyle Busch to win his second great U.S. race. Why does Joe Gibbs look angry? 2019 as well, NBA All-Star Game, Spectrum Center, Charlotte, North Carolina. Team LeBron defeated Team Giannis 178 to 164. MVP Kevin Durant, Golden State Warriors forward. All right. I don't know why it's called Team LeBron. Anyway, 2020, Amazon boss Jeff Bezos pledged $10 billion to help fight climate change. Oh my God, really? Jesus. Okay, yeah, and then you turn around and you go up into space, burn all that fuel just to give William Shatner a ride into orbit. Yeah, and you're fighting climate change. Sure. 2020, Loris World Sports Awards, Berlin, Germany. Sportsman Lewis Hamilton and Lionel Messi. Sportswoman Simon Biles. Team South African National Rugby Union Team. All right, cool. And in 2022, just last year, 28,000 women applied for 30 jobs driving trains after they are advertised for women in Saudi Arabia for the first time. I remember that. That was big news. So like only 30 jobs. Man, dude, like you have a lot of applications to go through. 28,000 for 30 positions. Man, and I thought getting a job in California was difficult. It's only 27,000 for 30 jobs out here. So, anyway, before we move on to births and deaths, audience, were there any articles that grabbed your attention more than most? Anything you wished we had elaborated on? Anything you would have liked to say had you been here? Start a dialogue in this comments section. Moving on up into births, starting us off in the year 1444. Pardon me. We have Rudolphus Agricola Roloff Huysman, was a Dutch humanist, scholar, Invention Dialectica, poet and organist, born in Baflo, Groningen, the Hanseatic League, which is now Netherlands. He died in 1485. The alternate date for his birth is 1443. So 43, 44, one of those two. We also have Charles III, 1490, Duke of Bourbon, Constable of France from 1515 through 21, and military leader who opposed the King of France, Francis I, and fought for the Holy Roman Emperor, born in Montpellier, France. Died in 1527. Alright. Who else was born today? Thomas James Watson. 1874, a American businessman, chairman and CEO of IBM, 1914 through 56. Born in Campbell, New York, died in 56, so it must have died on the throne. But yeah, IBM, big corporation today. So. We also have Jim Brown, 1936, a U.S. college/pro football Hall of Fame running back, Syracuse University, NFL MVP 1957, 58, and 65, NFL Rookie of the Year 1957, 8-time first-team All-Pro, 9-time Pro Bowl for the Cleveland Browns, born in St. Simons, Georgia. Really great footballer right there. Or hand egg, you know, but I'm not gonna, pluralize it. Huey P. Newton, 1942, black U.S. activist, revolutionary, and co-founder of the racist Black Panther Party. Born in Monroe, Louisiana. Let's be clear. They were straight up hateful and prejudiced towards, the same people who are being hated and subjugated today. So, I mean, I can't get a job in California because of this. That's the reason. 1955, Chinese novelist and Nobel laureate Red Sorenclan, the Republic of Wine, born in Gyeonggi, Shandong, China. Alright, he's 68 today, so happy birthday. We got Michael Jordan, 1963, a U.S. he was in baseball, Basketball Hall of Fame forward, owner, 5-time NBA MVP, 6-time NBA champion, Chicago Bulls, born in Brooklyn, New York. He is 60 today. Wow, he's a lot younger than I thought he was. Happy birthday, Mr. Jordan. May you live long and prosper. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, we have Billy Joe Armstrong, 1972, a U.S. singer, musician, Green Day, basket case, an American idiot, born in Oakland, California. He's 51 today. Alright. We also have Paris Hilton, 1981, U.S. actress and heiress, A Simple Life, born in New York City, New York. And the only thing I can say about her is South Park got her completely correct, but she could not defeat Mr. Slave, no matter how bad she thinks she is, he's worse, but she is still awful. Got Bonnie Wright, 1991, British actress, Ginny Weasley in Harry Potter franchise, born in London, England. Alright. And at the same time, Ed Sheeran, 1991, English singer-songwriter, Shape of You, Thinking Out Loud, born in Halifax, England. Yeah, I don't like anything about this guy. He looks scruffy, his music is disgusting. It's very, there's a reason why he's single, because she ran away. Moving on up into deaths, starting us off in 364, we have Jovian, Flavius Jovanius, was a Christian emperor of Rome from 363 through 64, died at around the age of 32, so must have died in office. So, then we also have Christopher Latham Scholes, 1890, an American newspaperman, politician, and inventor of the typewriter, died of tuberculosis at the age of 71. Rest in peace. We spoke about the typewriter actually just the other day. Was it his birthday recently? Oh wow, it was on my birthday. That's right. Okay, so he, yeah, I remember talking with Carrera on the show the other day about that. Geronimo, 1909, was Apache leader and resistance fighter. Died at the age of 79. That is old for a fighter, but hey, like, you know, back in the day where men die young, you fear the old. Wilfrid Laurier, 1918, 7th Prime Minister of Canada for the Liberal Party, 1896 through 1911, died of a stroke at 76. Well, maybe somebody shouldn't be petting him so hard, you know? He doesn't look like he appreciates my joke. Henry Bacon, 1924, and a U.S. architect, Lincoln Memorial, died at 57. So, rest in peace. You know, he was the architect of the Lincoln Memorial. That's a really great memorial. I've been there. It had, you know, recently uncovered, like, you know, that whole catacomb stuff underneath. You know, go check it out. There's videos about it. There's like an entire, like, gargantuan, like 3-story tall, like, whole space underneath the Lincoln Memorial. Who else died today? Mickey Wright, 3 years ago in 2020, was a U.S. golfer, got 13 major titles, 82 LPGA Tour wins, died from a heart attack at the age of 85. We also have Rush Limbaugh. 2 years ago, 2021, a U.S. conservative political talk radio personality died of lung cancer at the age of 70. Rest in peace to all those who died. Happy birthday to all the births. And that shall conclude the show. Once again, you can check the underbar of the description for any links you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things OMNI Coalition. For your dose of Passive Events Daily, we stream every day at 10 in the morning, Pacific time, which is 11 Mountain, 12 Central, and 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Anyway, for all of you and all of us, until you see us next time, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!